Hi, I'm Megan and welcome to my kitchen. In today's What's for Dinner video, I'll be sharing with you what meals we had this past week. Our dinners were easy to make, budget friendly, and delicious. So if you're looking for some weeknight meal ideas for your family, just keep watching. For dinner this first night, we ordered pizza from Marco's Pizza. Now, I will admit, I do like their pizza, but it's a little bit pricey compared to some of the other pizza places. So we ordered some of their like specials or deals that they had. We got their Philly cheesesteak pizza, which is what Gary was really craving. And then we got just a pepperoni pizza, half plain pepperoni and the other half pepperoni and pineapple. And it was delicious. Super quick and easy dinner. We just ate pizza and watched a movie, and that was our dinner this night. The next day was Mother's Day. I'd asked my mom what she wanted, and she requested roasted chicken and carrots with some kind of cheesy potato dish and green beans. So here's what I made for her. First up, I did Ina Garten's perfect roast chicken. I've shared this before on my channel. I'll link my video down in the description box below if you'd like to see how I made this. And to the roasting pan, I added some chopped onions and carrots. And then for her cheesy potato dish, I thought a twice-baked potato casserole would be good. So I will link the recipe that I took inspiration from down in the description box below. The only difference is I use the Bob Evans already made mashed potatoes, save myself a little bit of work, and then just doctored them up with a little bit of cream cheese, sour cream, shredded cheese, a little bit of butter, salt, pepper, some bacon bits, green onions. Did I say cheddar cheese? If not, cheddar cheese. Put them in a greased casserole dish and then topped it with some more cheese, bacon, and green onions. These were delicious. Have some of the Sister Schubert Parker House style rolls. Just cook those according to package instructions. And then for the green beans, just some Italian green beans, a little bit of butter, some chicken bouillon, garlic powder, salt, and pepper. Cooked them on high for a couple hours in the crock pot. And then I also made the slow cooker macaroni and cheese. I've shared this so many times before on my channel. I first saw this on Kristen's Step. I'll link that video down below. And then for dessert, I made peach cobbler. I just basically followed the cuppa recipe, if you're familiar with that, which is like a cup of flour, a cup of milk, cup of sugar. But for my dad, his little twist on that is instead of a cup of regular all-purpose flour, he uses a cup of pancake mix. So made that. We served it with some vanilla ice cream. Sorry, I didn't get a picture of the whole thing. We'd already dug into it. But that was our Mother's Day dinner. It was really, really delicious and really nice to spend with Mom. For dinner this next night, I made French dips. I originally got this recipe from one of my mom's really good friends at Leslie. So here's what I'm going to use to make these. First up, you'll need some kind of sandwich rolls. I have these hot dog buns and have one of the Martin's hoagie rolls left, so I'm going to use that. We're going to use some beef consomme for the au jus, and then I've got some sliced roast beef and provolone cheese. So I buttered the rolls. Sorry, I didn't show the butter in the first clip. I decided to do it after I showed that. But I buttered the rolls and then laid down some of the roast beef. Next, I am sauteing up some sliced mushrooms and onions. Now, this is optional. You don't have to add these. You can also add in peppers if you want. But I just sauteed these in a skillet over about medium-low heat with a little bit of butter, some Worcestershire sauce, salt, and pepper. And once they were really nice and soft and caramelized, I added them on top of the roast beef, added my cheese. I'm going to add the tops of the rolls, wrap them in foil, put them on a baking sheet, and then I bake these at 400 degrees for about 15 minutes or so until that cheese gets ooey and gooey. I was going to make French fries to go on the side of this, but we had some of that leftover twice-baked potato casserole that needed to be used up, so I just heated that up in the microwave, and then I set out the Arby's sauce and the Arby's horsey sauce in case my husband wanted to add either of those to his sandwich. So here are the plates. We've got the warmed up mashed potatoes. I just added some dried chives on top as a little garnish, and then we've got the French dip sandwiches and the au jus, and this is yummy. It's surprisingly flavorful for how few ingredients you use, especially since we're using like deli meat and canned beef consomme, but these are super quick and easy to put together, perfect for a weeknight meal. Dinner the next night was another quick and easy meal. I had a Bulgogi marinated flank steak. I got this months ago on markdown at Target. As you can see, the original price was like $21 and I got it for $11, so pretty much half off. It was already flavored, already cut into strips for me. So I'm just going to saute that up in a skillet, and then I have this Trader Joe's Bulgogi kimchi fried rice. I warmed that up in the microwave according to the package instructions, and then I wanted some fresh kimchi to serve alongside this. I thought I had some, but I didn't, but I did have this kimchi mayo. I think I got this at like Marshall's or TJ Maxx, something like that. So like I said, just cooking these steaks in a skillet until they are done to our liking. And then here's that fried rice, and here's a picture of the plate. I wasn't super hungry at this time, so went ahead and served Gary dinner, and then I ate dinner later that night. Now, I want to say something real quick before I get into this next dinner. So for the past several weeks, my anxiety has been really high. I've really been struggling kind of maintaining it. And one day this week, I actually had like a full-blown anxiety attack, which I've never had. And so this past week, as you see, the dinners were really simple. We had several sandwiches, which I didn't plan on necessarily, but you know, this is real life. And I think sometimes, you know, whether you struggle with anxiety or different mental health issues or not, we all have times where we're busy or we're overwhelmed or, you know, we're not feeling well or whatever, you know, it may be. And the best we can do is chicken nuggets and mac and cheese or PB&J or order a pizza or, you know, whatever that is. And if you're struggling and that's where you are, it's okay. It's okay. You're not a failure. You're not a bad mom, dad, fur dad, grandma, aunt, uncle, you know, whatever your role is. You're not a failure. You're not a bad, you know, person. It happens. So don't feel bad. We all have those weeks. Even if, you know, even those of us who have YouTube channels, we all have those times. So for dinner this night, I just didn't, honestly, I was just like, Gary, I just need to get out of the house. Like, let's just go get something. So we ran to a local little restaurant and we got cheeseburgers and fries, and that was our dinner that night. For dinner the next night, I'm making a Copycat Calypso Cafe black bean salad. Now, Calypso Cafe is a restaurant in Nashville. They used to have like 2 or 3 locations. I think maybe during the pandemic, 2 of them closed down. They only have 1 open. I'm not sure, but the location isn't real close to us, and it's always like crazy busy. So we don't get out there very often, but I love their food. It's like I want to say a Caribbean style, like deli almost. They've got sandwiches and salads, but they're really known for their like rotisserie style chicken. But anyway, it's really good. So I'm going to try to recreate this at home. To get started, I'm going to make some Cuban black beans for the black bean salad. In this saucepan, I have my like quick style Cuban black beans. Took a can of black beans, did not drain it, added it to this pot with some water, chicken bouillon, garlic powder, onion powder, cumin, and a little adobo. Brought it to a boil, and I'm just simmering it for about 15 minutes. Here's what I'm going to use for the rest of the salad. I have some romaine lettuce that I've washed. I'm going to chop that up. I've got some leftover rotisserie chicken that I'm going to warm up with some of this Caribbean style barbecue sauce. I have no idea what kind of barbecue sauce Calypso Cafe uses, but I do know it's a thinner sauce, and this kind of looked right to me. I found this at Publix, and I will say I really liked it. I really feel like it's close to whatever barbecue sauce they use. I've also got some shredded cheese, tomato I'm going to chop up, and sour cream. And then last but not least are some bite-sized tortilla chips. That's just what Calypso uses, but you could use whatever kind of tortilla chip you prefer. Here are the plates. So to assemble the salads, I laid down a bed of the lettuce, added some shredded cheese, added the barbecue sauce tossed chicken that I warmed up. I did allow the black beans to cool for just about 5 minutes and then added those, added some of the chopped tomatoes and sour cream. I didn't add any sour cream to my salad, and drizzled a little more of that barbecue sauce on top along with some of the tortilla chips. And this was so yummy, and it's super filling with the black beans and the chicken. It's just delicious. So I recommend you all give this a try. For the last dinner in this week's video, another simple sandwich, just did BLTs. The day before, I had actually made a pesto pasta salad. to keep on hand for us for lunches and stuff like that. So it came in handy for a quick side for dinner. Here is what I'm going to use to make this. I think I've shared this before on my channel. I don't really follow a recipe. I just eyeball it, but I'll try to find the recipe and put it down in the description box below for you. I've got some pasta. Use whatever shape you've got on hand. I have some penne I need to use up, so I'm going to boil that according to the package instructions. I have some grape tomatoes. I'm going to chop those up. Some of the little mini mozzarella balls, pesto, and then mayonnaise. Now, you don't have to add the mayonnaise if you don't want to, but I like a creamy pesto pasta salad, so I'm going to add that. So here is that pesto salad all mixed up. I'm going to pop this in the refrigerator until we're ready for it. So for the BLTs, this is what I'm going to use. I've got this Lewis honey wheat half loaf on hand. Gary likes his bread for his BLT toasted. I do not, so I'm going to pop a couple slices of bread in the air fryer for him to toast up. We've got some lettuce, tomato, mayonnaise, the bacon I'm going to cook up, and then I know I've mentioned this before, but when I make BLTs, I like to add just a little bit of barbecue sauce to the mayonnaise. I just love the flavor that it gives. It gives it a little smokiness, a little sweetness. I didn't have any barbecue sauce downstairs, so I have this little like Duke's barbecue sauce cup, so I'm going to use that. You can, of course, cook your bacon on top of the stove. Personally, I hate doing that. I hate the grease getting everywhere, and then the bacon is always mad at me and tries to fight with me and pop me in my eye, so I just prefer to put it in the oven and be done with it. So I put the bacon out on a baking rack that's on top of a baking sheet. Tonight, I cooked this at 400 degrees for about 18 to 20 minutes. How long it takes really depends on what temperature you're cooking it at, how thick your bacon is, and how done you like it. So here's the finished bacon. And once it comes out of the oven, I drain it on some paper towels. Here I've got the bread. As you can see, I put some mayonnaise on each slice, and then on one side I put just a little bit of that barbecue sauce. Next up, we're going to add our lettuce, tomato. I always season my tomatoes on sandwiches with a little salt and pepper. And then we've got the bacon, and then that's the BLT. So here are the plates. We've got the BLTs and some of that pasta salad. I did decide to run out and grab some fresh basil from my little herb garden on the patio, and I garnished it with some fresh basil, and that was our dinner this night. Really, really easy, but delicious. All right, that is it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed this video and got some dinner ideas from it. If you did, hit the thumbs up button below and subscribe to my channel if you're not already, and I hope you have a great rest of the day. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.